Welcome, family, to the 3-day dare on freeing yourself from analysis paralysis. Y'all, I'm really excited that you guys took this step. You dove in, you took the challenge to better yourself and to get rid of analysis paralysis. So before I dive in, before we get deep into the subject so you can understand how this dare works and everything of that nature, I want to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about me. My name is Brother Coasty, also known as Jordan, and I'm the creator of IALLG, Inner Alignment is Limitless Growth. All right. So I want to tell y'all a little story about how it got started, how I stumbled upon my own divine path and my philosophy for life. So it hit me one day, just kind of like out of the blue. I'm sitting in my office at home, and I got everything that I thought I wanted in life, right? So I have the house, I got a truck, I got a wife, I got a nice paying job, the coworkers are cool, the management is cool, everything is like idealistic almost. But I'm sitting in front of the computer one day, studying for my CPA exam, Certified Public Accountant, and man, it was just like this wave of dread hit me, like this was not it. This is not where I'm supposed to be. And I've been fighting that feeling for a while, but it just hit me one day and it did not go away. And in fact, it started getting worse. And it basically got so bad that I ended up getting a divorce. I became a diabetic and I quit my job. Yeah, things got bad really, like things took a turn pretty fast, right? And it got so bad. This is where I know, like, yo, this is getting out of hand. I started drinking a lot more and like blacking out. And I would get home and I wouldn't even know how I got there. Like I was at a really low point in my life. And it wasn't until this one moment that I said, I have to do something different. So I'm staying with my brother's house at this time, right? And I walk in front of the mirror and I turn, I look at myself and I said, wow, I was fat. I was a diabetic. My hair was thinning. And I didn't even recognize myself. You know, what happened to this dude who had everything? Now I'm at the bottom holding an empty bag and I'm just like, what the heck just happened? My whole life fell apart. And it wasn't just, my relationship. It was everything. My sense of direction. I was lost. I was stuck. I was confused. I didn't have guidance. I didn't know what the heck was going on. And that's actually when my journey started. So, I started doing what everybody does. I started picking up hobbies and I started reading books and I started watching videos. I picked up jujitsu and I did boxing. And then I started reading, like The Secret and other law of attraction and self-help books and self-development books. And then, I started meditating and this stuff was just not working. You watch the videos and you're like, that's all I have to do. And it's this magical journey. Nah, it wasn't like that. But I stayed diligent. I stayed consistent. And one day the epiphany hit me. And this was it. It doesn't really matter what you're doing if you're not doing it from your center, from your inner temple, your place of inner alignment. Right? And once I understood this message, life really started picking up for me. Everything changed. And it started as like a little snowball. And then it started picking up and it became a boulder of momentum that really propelled me forward. And at one point I couldn't see anything. I was basically walking through life blind. And then my eyes were open and I started being able to see the signs and direction that life was giving me. And that's when I knew, like, yo, I figured it out. I got the secret sauce. And that's when I thought to myself, how many people need that structure, need that inner alignment, need to understand how to find their own sense of direction so they're not feeling stuck. They're not feeling unclear. They're not feeling lost, just like I was. That's when I took up the call to start my company. I've been coaching people since I can remember. And I've been doing it not knowing what I was doing. People would ask me for advice and, I would just know what to say. And people usually left in a better mood than they came. And, I've been literally since I was a kid, like a child, people would ask me stuff and I would just know the answer. They always tell me, you're so smart, you're wise beyond your years. And it wasn't until I figured out my own values, my own inner alignment, and I got into alignment and embodied that, discovered my own philosophy, that I was able to step into my power, right? And that's where this company is all about. It's really giving you back your power so you can walk in your power. You can walk in your own philosophy. You can be free. So that's a little bit about me and the company and basically what we're doing here, right? So let's dig into why you're here in the first place. You want to do the 3-day dare. So this is, of course, day one. And what we're going to do is it's going to just be 2 more videos after this. This is already day one. You're going to get through it. It's nothing too hard, nothing too challenging, but it is going to test you. Okay? I want you to recognize that. So freeing yourself from analysis paralysis and why this is so freaking important. So let's start. Analysis paralysis and freeing yourself from it is so important to your growth and your development because it stops you from taking action, from making a decision on things that you know that you should be doing, right? You know that you're supposed to, pursue X, Y, and Z. You know you're supposed to go work out, or you know you're supposed to eat better, but for whatever reason, when it comes down to making that decision, you start wanting all these things come into your head and you just get, and then you get stuck and you don't make a decision. And then you feel bad and you feel sad and you go, dang, I was supposed to do better. And we start beating ourselves on the inside. So I want you to recognize that the inability to make decisions and have clear direction does not just affect your ability to get things done, but it also affects how you view yourself. And how you view yourself determines your whole outlook on life, because if you view yourself in a lowly state, in a less than state, in that unworthy state, like a lot of people do, well, your life will reflect that belief. But once you start changing that conversation with yourself, once you take control and you start making decisions that get you closer to where you want to be, that's where life also reflects how you see yourself. You see yourself as a can-do person. You see yourself as an overcomer. You see yourself as a victor. Life will show you all these things, right? And one of the first ways to do that is beginning to make decisions. And that is freeing yourself from analysis paralysis so you can actually do the things that you know you're supposed to do, right? It's that simple. And that's what this 3-day dare is all about, right? So we're going to just do really 3 things. The first thing is we're going to get clear on your values, and that's going to be part of your homework. I want you to figure out what your values are. And the way you're going to do that is I want you to write down, this is your homework, so get a notepad, get a pen, pencil. I want you to figure out where in situations you start getting the freeze up, where the analysis paralysis freeze comes in. Now, I wrote a few down, so I'm going to read off the list for just a moment. I want you to just write down and really start brainstorming and playing with it and figuring out, when does my analysis paralysis sit in? So does it come in when you're trying to assert yourself? Does it come in when you interact with a bully? Does it come in when you're making a large financial decision? Does it come into your love life? Does it come in when you're doing your to-do list? Does it cause you to procrastinate? I want you to really sit and figure out where and when does this analysis paralysis really take place. And the second thing that I want you to do is, yes, I like dramatic pauses. I want you to ask yourself, why are you freezing up? Why are you getting into this state? What is it that's causing you all this angst? Is it fear? Is it an avoidance of something? Does it remind you of a certain situation? This is your homework, and I want you to get still with yourself and answer those 2 questions, right? Why do I have a hard time, making a decision at this moment? It doesn't have to be complex and doesn't have to be long. In fact, I want it to be extremely short for you, okay? So I want you to get that done. So these are the steps, the first 3 parts of the 3-day dare. Number 1, I want you to get somewhere comfortable, play a little bit of music, put on some lo-fi or some jazz, whatever gets you relaxed and settled into your mind so you can think. And then I want you to begin writing out, when do I get analysis paralysis? Under what circumstances or situations does it come and sink in on me? And then the last thing is I want you to ask yourself why. That's it. I just want you to ask yourself those questions, write it out, think about it, and ask myself, why? What is causing me to pause? What am I afraid of? That's it, family. That's really it for the day one of the 3-day dare. Congrats, family. If you're ready for day 2, you can go ahead and hit the button below, or you can check your email and go ahead and watch it. I recommend waiting till tomorrow to go to the day 2. I want you to let these questions run through your head and spend a few hours allowing that to process. This is very important, especially if you're writing this down. Write it down. It's important. You must write it down. This is part of the magic. This is part of the process. This is part of the dare. Okay? So I want y'all to get those done, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's topic on freeing yourself from analysis paralysis will be all about values. I know, values. So you want to watch this video. Congrats, though, family. Again, this is Brother Coasty at IALLG.com. We're always building bridges within to explore the world without. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.